Hello everybody, this is Exploring with Cindy and Dan. Today we are in Memphis, Tennessee, and it's going to be a great day. We will be visiting Graceland, the home of Elvis Presley, so join us in this adventure. Graceland is located at 3764 Elvis Presley Boulevard in the Whitehaven, Memphis neighborhood, just about 10 miles south of central Memphis and less than 4 miles north of the Mississippi border. It was opened to the public as a mansion museum on June 7, 1982, and it attracts more than 700,000 visitors a year. Graceland is 120 acres dedicated to the life and career of an American idol and legend, Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll. In this tour of Graceland, we will show you his mansion, his gold records, his multiple wardrobe and jumpsuits, his classic cars, and an interactive exhibit. Graceland is open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and the last tour of the mansion begins at 4 p.m. Parking is $10 and they have special rates for group tours for 15 people or more. Graceland has an RV park and campground located on 19 acres just off of Elvis Presley Boulevard, across the street from Graceland and the guest house. Graceland Mansion, Elvis Presley Memphis, and the visitor facilities are wheelchair accessible except for 2 rooms in the mansion basement and the airplane interiors. Now here we are waiting to do a self-guided tour inside the Graceland Mansion. This is Elvis's Graceland Mansion. You can walk inside the mansion and explore the personal side of Elvis and see where he played, relaxed, and spent time with family and friends. You will receive an iPad that is hosted by John Stamos and takes you on a journey through the house and the grounds, and the iPad tour is included in the price of your admission. The final stop at Graceland Mansion is a quiet walk through the meditation garden where Elvis and his family are laid to rest. Graceland has multiple ticket options. The Elvis Presley Memphis Plus planes cost $49.75 for adults and 11 and up, and $28 for youth from 5 to 11 years old. The Elvis Experience Tour costs $79.75 for adults and 11 and up, and $45.50 for youth from 5 to 11 years old. The 2023 Elvis Entourage VIP costs $135 per person, and children under 3 years old is free. The average to complete this tour is around 4 hours approximately. You can also choose between the Ultimate VIP Tour for $215 per person or the Elvis Movie UVIP Tour for $195 per person. We chose to do the Elvis Experience Tour, which was recommended to us, and it included the Graceland Mansion, the Elvis custom jets, and the full access to all new Elvis Presley Memphis Entertainment Complex, which includes self-guided tours of the Presley Motors Automobile Museum, the Elvis the Entertainer Career Museum, Making New of Elvis movie exhibits, and Elvis Discovery exhibits. We actually spent around 3 hours and a half doing the Elvis Experience Tour, and at the end of the exhibits we stopped at one of the restaurants for lunch, and we had enough time to browse in the stores. We really liked this tour because it included a self-guided tour inside the Graceland Mansion, so I really recommend this one. Graceland was listed in the National Register of Historic Places on November 7, 1991, and it became the first site recognized for significance related to rock music, and it was also declared a National Historic Landmark on March 27, 2006, a first for this kind of a site. Elvis's father, Vernon Presley, first inherited Graceland after the singer's death on August 16, 1977, followed by his only child, Lisa Marie Presley, once she turned 25 years old, according to a document which named his ex-wife Priscilla Presley as a trustee. But following Lisa Marie's death, just recently on January 12, 2023, the eldest daughter, Riley, became the sole trustee and owner of Graceland. The Graceland history is very interesting. Graceland was once part of a 500-acre farm that was owned by the S.E. Tooth family. This land was part of their family and was named after one of their relatives, named Grace. According to Graceland history, in 1939, Grace's niece built the mansion, and this mansion became well-known to the locals in Memphis, Tennessee. In the spring of 1957, when Elvis was 22 years old, he purchased the home and grounds for just over $100,000. At the time he bought Graceland, Elvis was working on his second motion picture named Loving You, with Jailhouse Rock to follow, and it was just the beginning of a long career for Elvis Presley. House guests at the Graceland mansion included family members and friends of Elvis. Some of them were accommodated in the mansion and others in residential accommodations on the property. Elvis had multiple homes in the Los Angeles area and spent a lot of time on the road with his concerts, but Graceland was always a home base for him, and he always loved coming back home. What you're seeing right now is Gladys Diner. It is one of the restaurants in the property where we had a nice lunch. Elvis died at Graceland on August 16, 1977. His will appointed his father, Vernon Presley, who had long handled all of Elvis' personal and non-career business affairs, as an executor and trustee. The beneficiaries were Elvis's grandmother, Minnie Mae Presley, his father, and his only child, Lisa Marie Presley. The will provided that Vernon Presley could provide funds to other family members, but he died in 1979, and Minnie Mae died in 1980. This just left Lisa Marie Presley as the sole heir of the estate. Elvis' will stated that her inheritance was to be held in trust for her until her 25th birthday on February 1, 1993. Continuing with the Graceland history, Lisa Marie Presley became more closely involved with the management team of Elvis Trust and its business entity, Elvis Presley Enterprises, and she was owner and chairman of the board until February of 2005, when she sold a major interest in the company. The guest house at Graceland is a resort hotel in the heart of Elvis Presley Graceland. It is more than a full-service hotel. It has 450 rooms and a range of contemporary facilities, including 2 restaurants with a space for meetings and special events, and it also has a 464-seat theater for live performances and movies. The room's prices start at around $143 per night, and they also have multiple suites, but you have to call them for a reservation. Now here we are walking inside the Presley Motors Automobile Museum, where you can walk among Elvis automobiles and motorized vehicles, including, of course, the Elvis iconic pink Cadillac and his Dino Ferrari. Many people think that Elvis's car collection had expanded to around 200 automobiles in his lifetime. He really liked his pink Cadillac, but he also had an extensive collection of Harley-Davidson motorcycles, and some of them are displayed here at the museum. We were told that his first car was a 1941 Lincoln, which he bought with his own money, and it was cheap and very unreliable. Elvis also gave away hundreds of cars during his life. He was well known for giving cars away to friends and family members, especially as a token of appreciation for them. His famous pink Cadillac was a gift for his mother. According to The Sun and Nationwide Vehicle Contractors, Elvis's cars are worth over $6 million in today's money, and just his BMW 507 is worth over $2 million. Other exhibits at Graceland includes the Elvis Interactive Experience, Graceland Archive Experience, Private Presley Elvis in the Army, Lisa Marie Growing Up, Hollywood Backlot, a newer exhibit that opened in June and August of 2022, and the Welcome to My World exhibit and Dear Elvis. Right now, we are at the Elvis Interactive Experience Museum. The Elvis Presley Memphis Museum features 12 museums and exhibits. It is located across from the Graceland Mansion. The Elvis Presley Memphis Entertainment Complex features over 200,000 square feet of Elvis-themed exhibits, attractions, and 2 themed restaurants and shops. Elvis, the Entertainer Career Museum, is where you can see his amazing collection of gold and his platinum records, movies, memorabilia, and much more. The Elvis Dress to Rock exhibit features more than 100 pieces of Elvis stagewear, including his jumpsuits, jewelry, and capes. Last year, in 2022, it marked the 45th anniversary of Elvis passing, and they had a year-long celebration at Graceland. Graceland has events and weekend events throughout the year, from Elvis' birthday celebration in January to Elvis Week in August to Christmas at Graceland in November and December. We talked to a Graceland employee, and she said that the Christmas tour is very good. They feature live tour guides throughout the mansion, and they share stories about what it was like to spend Christmas at Graceland. Graceland also has some live concerts. Elvis was born on January 8, 1935. He started his singing career at the age of 10 years old. He stood on a chair at a microphone and sang Old Ship in a youth talent contest at the Mississippi-Alabama Fair and Dairy Show. He always said that he never had a singing lesson in his life and that he just started singing when he was just a little kid. After graduation from high school in Memphis, Elvis worked in multiple odd jobs, also working as a movie theater usher and a truck driver from Crown Electric Company. Then he began singing locally at the Hillbilly Cat. In 1953, Elvis walked into Sun Records in Memphis and recorded a song called My Happiness. He was only 18 years old, born in Tupelo, Mississippi on this date in 1935, and this is where Elvis began his singing career, and late in 1955, his recording contract was sold to RCA. By 1956, he was an international sensation. Elvis entered the U.S. Army in Memphis, Tennessee, on March 24, 1958, according to the U.S. Army Center of Military History. He fulfilled his draft obligation with 2 years of service in the Army, including a year and a half stationed overseas in Germany near Frankfurt. He left active duty at Fort Dix, New Jersey, on March 5 of 1960. Besides his music career, he also made Hollywood films and soundtrack albums. Some of his most famous films included Jailhouse Rock, Blue Hawaii, and Viva Las Vegas. Between film shoots and recording sessions, Elvis bought the Graceland mansion on March of 1957 for $102,000. In May of 1967, Elvis and Priscilla got married in Las Vegas, and in 1968, his first and only daughter, Lisa Marie, was born. Between the years of 1973 and 1977, Elvis' health deteriorated and he died on August 16 of 1977, when his fiancée discovered him in an unresponsive state in his Graceland mansion. We will always remember Elvis as the king of rock and roll, who gained his popularity in the 1950s with his new style of great music and sound. During his lifetime, he sold over 300 million albums and made 33 movies. Among his accomplishments are the gold, platinum, and multi-platinum sales of 131 singles and albums, for which he holds the record among musicians. His songs and dancing gave voice to an entire generation, and we will never forget him. If you are in Memphis, make sure to spend some time in Graceland. It was fantastic. This is the end of our video. Thank you for watching it, and please consider subscribing to our channel with the notification bell on. It is free to do so, and we will really appreciate it. Thank you so much.